So yes, you are a barber and an educator and a coach and a father and trainer for HYROX. Like, think. Just listening back to a voice note I just put into our Unlimited Pro community. One of our clients reached out. He's a business owner, so he owns a barbershop. He's an educator. He cuts hair himself on the floor. He's a father. He's a partner. And now he's just said to us that this year he set himself a task of training for a HYROX, much like I am. And he's got a 12-week preparation for it. And he's thinking about incorporating his transformation and his health journey into his content. And he was just reaching out saying, is that even a good idea? And will it start to reach out to the wrong crowd? And, I just said to him, like, if you really think about the 2026 approach to like social media, I really think we need to start treating our social media like a TV show, and you are the main character of the TV show. And what are all the things and the characteristics that make up that main character? So for my client here, being the owner, the father, the barber, the educator, the person who trains HYROX, those are all the elements that make up who he is and that character. And this is what we speak about when we speak about relevance and relatability and resonance for his target audience, which is like hair professionals. So you imagine how many of them, number one, want to know how you build a business, manage a shop, be a father, partner, while training for something like that on a kind of health transformation. And imagine how many of them are also training for HYROX this year. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of them, right? It just attracts that type of person who are into image and care about those types of things. So my advice to him is like, it's an and world right now. It's not an or world. You're not a hair educator or a HYROX dude. You're a hair educator and this is what I also do. Now, the caveat here is my advice is to only show people what you're comfortable showing. You don't have to show all the corners of your world. I stand by that saying, protect what's private. If you don't want to show certain parts of your family, if there's certain parts of your health you don't want to show, there's certain parts of your private life that you don't want to show, don't show it. I went to see Dan Martell one time and he said, you heard of Gary V? And everyone was like, yeah. And he's like, do you know what his kids look like? And a lot of people are like, no. And Gary V gets away with it, right? He doesn't ever show his kids online because he doesn't want to. He wants to protect what's private. Yet he's got one of the biggest brands in the world and one of the most resonant brands in the world. So that's where it's at. That's what I'm also doing this year as well. I'm going to show my HYROX training journey in my content, in my long form content, my vlogs. I don't know how much like short form I'll create out of it. But yeah, I think it's only going to strengthen the resonance of that main character of your offer and attract the exact type of people that you want. So I think that's a great piece of advice this year, is like become the main character of your show, of your world, and then do the best job that you can of showing that to the world. Something that we have really focused on is the web of our content. So instead of like funnel thinking, we look at like web thinking. So like think of a web and where are all the holes that people can get through, and we want to put content there everywhere. And so that's YouTube, that's short form, that's TikTok, that's written, that's email, that's text. There's like web content everywhere, but off the back of all of those, how do we get people into our world and keep them cycling into our world? And that's having great CTAs and places for them to go next. So I've just been talking with the team. What would be some great CTAs for our stuff, for our content, for our videos. So we've been planning out all of that. And yeah, just trying to make that stuff as super valuable as possible and speed to lead as well. So making it really valuable, but also getting it speedy on our end so we can actually get these people in our world, get them used to us, get them loving our stuff because it's super helpful. And then we can engage and have a conversation with them as soon as possible and point them in the right direction. So today's workout is beginning with a 5k run at 6.5 miles an hour on the treadmill, and then it's a HYROX simulator. So we're going to do 600 meter run, we're going to do ski erg, we're going to do sled push, and we're going to do farmers carries and repeat that 3 or 4 times. So it's officially week 3 of our HYROX training block. Just finished a 6k run. Pretty quickly, got 4:55 pace. And now we're about to do a light strength circuit, a bit of kettlebell work, and a bit of stretching in between. And then I think today is the day that I get new running shoes because the Vomeros are dying. So decided to go with new running shoe day as I'm like running on the outsides of my feet at the moment in these current shoes. So I'm going to do my joints and legs and feet are solid and get them some new cushions. Insane amounts of shoes to choose from. But I've currently got the Nike Vomero 18. I got those back in April and they've been incredible. They've done me like 4 half marathons, hundreds of kilometers in between. But I've just spotted it's a Vomero Plus in the unlimited colours. I think we're going to have to get them. So showing the difference in tread. It's insane. Look, these are absolutely trashed. Brand new, fresh. I've done before and recycle some old running shoes. Bit of Sabo because these been and these wanted. I don't know where they go. Salvage. If I don't know if there's anything you can sell me off these. I should listen. Going in. Good 5 America. Another more. Cool. Yes. So a little update on January so far. The first, we're into the second week now. YouTube channel has grown by 50% added. So we started the kind of growth campaign at 212 subscribers. It's now tippled over to about 315, which is amazing. So proof of concept is there, really bringing up the free line and giving away an extremely valuable level of content. And stacking in the CTAs, like we've had a good sort of 5 or 6 application forms come in just in the last few days from pumping that type of content. And one of those has converted, which is amazing. So yeah, great results so far. And we haven't even started kicking in with the new program yet, and the new marketing campaign for the new program. So this is with like 0 paid ads, 0 boosting posts, 0 really dollars gone in other than good ideas, marketing genius, and high value content, and just well put together kind of web thinking when it comes to how the funnel and the ecosystem and the kind of flywheel of content works. So yeah, so far so good. There's lots more in the pipeline, and it's just a really nice way to kind of cap off the second week of the year. Ideas in these proof of concept things, ideas are working. I think the big lesson there is to always be analyzing and sort of reviewing what's working and what's not. Like, look, if something's not working, you got to change it, right? Like, we realized that our approach to content, although it was showcasing our genius, like, I believe our content shows more genius than 99% of people in the hair industry at large. It's not enough sometimes to convert, right? People want to relate, people want resonance, and a lot of the time when we're talking at that high level, it doesn't always relate, and not everybody is in the market for that in that way at that given time. So yeah, that's really like what I've learned in the last kind of quarter of last year, and then really just testing that the first couple of weeks this year is it's just not working, you have to change it. You have to try things, and you have to be okay with trying things. The big thing is like measuring, right? How do you measure? How do you get feedback? How do you review your stuff? We do it on a weekly basis. But yeah, that's been the biggest lesson so far. All right, guys, it's Monday morning. We're on our first coaching call of the day, the UBM Barber coaching call. Here's the crew.
Hey, Temma. Look at that beers.
Just going through all their questions now and giving them some guidance for the week. We've mainly been talking about content this morning, how to show up on content without worrying about what other people are going to think. Putting it through the lens of service. Cool. So that's the coaching video call done. So every Monday morning, we usually like front load all of our like coaching heavy days. So Monday, Tuesday is where we're on video or on Zoom. We're doing a lot of outreach and a lot of internal help and guidance and consulting with our people. So that's like front loaded so we can spend the back end of the week creating, updating, upgrading, doing the marketing, all the internal systems. And there is a kind of strategy behind it, like a psychological strategy with our market. That's completed. So 90 minutes on a Monday morning for UBM Barber coaching, and then 90 minutes on a Tuesday morning for UBM Pro, which is everyone outside of the hair world or in the hair world, but they're building a separate business. Something that requires a lot more online acquisition, something like education company, coaching company, anything like that, anything that's like helping people. So we've got like running coaches, we've got like men's health coaches, we've got like psychology coaches, we've got a guy doing hair system coaching and education. We've got guys have hair education companies. So that's what we do in the pro space. So that's 90 minutes like front loaded in the week. Just about to jump on the call now with Owen. We're going to talk a little bit about sort of brand and content direction for the trainings and education that we're redeveloping. I'm filming this week, so we just want to double check on making sure that everything is really spot on where we want it to go, because we want to make this program as evergreen as possible and as universal as possible around the world for barbers all around the world and creators. Talking about content creation, I just checked our YouTube channel. 150 new subscribers this year so far. We're only 12 days in, which is incredible. That's 150 new warm leads.
Recording in progress.
Say hi to the vlog.
Part of a movie.
Yeah,
My movie star.
it's the documentary. It's the UBM documentary
Coming to cinemas near you.
What do you want Netflix to know that they don't currently know? Cinematic lighting for you. All right, in-house meeting complete with Owen and his partner Hannah. Hannah's been helping out with some of the logistical side of our business, which has been an incredible help with like Notion templates and docs and the organizational side of things. I think Owen and I are very good at sitting in the creator seat and dreamers and visionaries and things like that. But we need some feminine energy sometimes to bring us back down and stay organized. So that was cool. Just got really clear on the direction for essential training. So something that we're doing with our course this year, or our program, Barber program in particular, something that we noticed from last year or the years gone. Owen and I are pretty philosophical dudes, pretty deep dudes, right? And what we found was that while it's all well and good knowing that stuff, and I think it was really important to have a really good understanding of what's happening, we want the speed in which our clients join us on board to get results to be as fast as possible and faster than before. So we're leaving out a little bit of the philosophy. It's still philosophy driven, but that's not the whole focus, because I think it can slow people down. They get a bit bored if they're not that way wired. And what I'd rather focus on is our approach this year is let's just get people like crazy results from day one, because we know we can. Our systems and frameworks are pretty much bulletproof at this point. And then sprinkle in the philosophy later. They can start to learn more about themselves, why things work, why they work, the stories they tell themselves, the stories they tell others, their teams, their partners, and why their life looks like the way it does. and unlock that next level of like entrepreneurial thinking. Leave that stuff for later. So that was like, it's important to get those pieces right, and that's a collaboration between Owen and I within the program, and making sure that the speed to result was quick, and then but the philosophy still sprinkled in there, and yeah, we double down and make the most useful and impactful trainings that we possibly know how to. A little update on the YouTube. Unlimited YouTube channel has grown by over 150 subscribers this year. I was started posting free content, long tutorials, long format stuff, and yeah, it's been growing the channel like crazy. The biggest lesson there is that when you're trying to make money online, the first thing is getting traffic, right? The second thing is knowing what to do with the traffic, because you can get all the traffic in the world. You can go viral, you can make a thing. Like if you've got nowhere to send those people or nothing for those people to do off the back of seeing your stuff, then you're not going to make any money from it. No, you might not want to make money from it, but I do, because my business is completely online. I live a life according to the 4 Ws. Work where I want, when I want, with who I want, on what I want. So the where I want and when I want means that I need the internet to make money. So for me, every piece of content that I make or put online needs to have somewhere for someone else to go. And that has been the biggest lesson from doing this, is like, out of those 150 subscribers, or the new kind of traffic that we've had, we have 5 new people fill out the application form to work with us in UBM. One of them is converted already, paying full. So that's amazing, right? That's the first like week or 2 of the year. We're on track. It's great, and it's nice to see that stuff working. I need to get this haircut before I go to Bali, because it's gonna be bloody hot over there, and I've been letting it grow. Look at all this hair. What I am up to is scripting our upcoming training. So tomorrow is going to be a full day of filming. Tomorrow and Wednesday, I fly out to Bali on Friday. Tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm going to be filming a bunch of new tutorials, a bunch of new trainings for the coaching program, and a full walkthrough on how to film a haircut like live. It's gym time, guys. Work is done for the day. YouTube updated. Coaching call done, planning session done with Owen, new trainings for the coaching platform are scripted, ready to be filmed tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. And something that we do with all of our processes, document the process as we go. So as I'm building trainings, every time we build new trainings, and as I'm building them now, we update the SOPs, so the standard operating procedures of our company, and turn the process to making trainings into a training, right? So every step of the way, we're bulletproofing our business, and then having that data makes it easier to turn that knowledge into creating a GPT as well. So eventually, everything that we do inside our business can then be turned into a GPT that we can give to other people, so they can do the same thing, speed to result, and then before you know it, UBM Pro becomes a system that business owners can use across the globe who want to make money on the internet, who teach people stuff. HYROX training, I don't know what on earth I did when I was getting ready, but I've like twinged my shoulder. It's like right in the middle of my shoulder, like off the shoulder blade towards my spine, near my trap. I don't know how the hell I've done it, but I'm going to roll that out first when I get to the gym. I'm going to have to. It's a 5K run, and then some HYROX drills. We've got ski, we've got farmers carries, and there might be a bit of sled in there as well. A couple of rounds of that. Did a 10K run yesterday. Treadmill, looks like it's going to be treadmill again tonight because it's raining. And I've got new shoes, and they're really white. And as you saw earlier on in the video, they're amazing. I don't want to get them filthy just yet. They're going to get filthy in Bali. Bali's roads are really dusty, so I'm going to be running a lot there. I'm going to get filthy, so treadmill keeps it clean. And yeah, speaking of Bali, flying out on Friday, heading out for our client mastermind. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We've got 15 to 20 people coming to our mastermind in Canggu, our yearly kind of destination event, where we invite all of our crew, our inner circle, to come and join us in 3 powerful days of masterminding. One of the prospects who's coming, who bought a guest ticket actually, said, I love a good brain party. I thought that's amazing. So that's the mastermind. It's going to be a brain party. And there's a little lesson in that, actually. We got that lead for a guest ticket. So this person isn't in our coaching group. We got that lead off of the note that you leave on your Instagram when you go into like DMs and you see those little like bubble notes on people's icons. Owen left a note saying, anyone want to come to our Bali mastermind? And this person said, yeah, why not? So they bought a ticket, which is amazing.
That's absolutely.
It's 6:45 here, Tuesday morning. We're just getting ready to coach the UBM Pro team, building their businesses, getting them directionally correct, and seeing where they need to go this week, solving any bottlenecks. It's our CSM Thor. It's his birthday, so we're going to celebrate his birthday a little bit on the call. And this is actually the last call for a month or two where I'll be in the UK. Next week I'll be in Bali. So going to give this one a good crack. We've got this call. Got a meeting with the UBM team, internal meeting. And then today's all about filming. Coaching call and the team meeting. Just getting some hydration in here. I've been using these 4-5 hydration sticks. Bit of sodium, potassium, magnesium in there. I'm going to go to shop, get some food for the day. I'm going to get some fruit. But yeah, the internal meeting was good. We're testing out new meeting flows at the moment. New trackers, new ways of collecting data, just internal stuff for the company. Content metrics, money metrics, performance metrics, all those types of things. But also client metrics. How are we tracking how our clients are going? What do they need? How can we improve the program? So that's going to be a weekly thing moving forward. Really just dialing even harder on metrics to make the best, most impactful program. While I'm also doing here like an absolute psycho. Here's dry scooping creatine. Got this My Protein creatine at Holland and Barrett the other day in the sale. I think it was like £12 or something. But the way to do it is straight in. I'll wash it down with electrolytes. Just went into the city to visit a couple of guys that I trained with way back when, 21 years ago now. Began my apprenticeship at Bowler's Hairdressing in Plymouth in southwest of England. So they've kindly let me use their salon tomorrow to film some hair tutorial filming, how to film haircuts for barbers at their salon, which is training that's going to go onto our new upgraded training that's going to go onto our barber education platform, UBM. So that's amazing. Just dropped in to get the key, said hello, and awesome, really awesome guys. Like, I still to this day think about my training there and I think, wow, like, what an amazing place to start. Like, those guys are in the British Hairdressing team. They both won the British Hairdressing Awards, came first for men's hair. Both brothers did it best in the UK at men's hair for the NHF Hairdressing Awards. What a great way to start my career. That meticulousness, that, textbook haircutting was how I saw hair in the very first days. So it was an absolute blessing for me to learn from those guys, and I've carried that with me in my whole career now, and it's done me very, very well. When I get home, I'm going to go for a run because I had the run time blocked in my calendar for this morning after our team meeting, and I never got around to it because I had an email from our accountant asking for receipts. So I went and got those receipts because I've got a bunch of other work to do this week, and I didn't want to do it later in the week, so I was like, all right, I'm going to do that now. Then I remembered I had to go and get this key. Then I started playing around with some AI stuff before I left, so I haven't got around to exercising, so I'm a little bit behind schedule on that, but everything else is going smooth. Right. I was deciding what distance to do. And I thought, what number feels good today? And I thought, 16. 16 Ks it is, so let's go do it. It's Wednesday morning here, 14th in the UK. Got frosty again this morning. Got cold. Just getting ready to begin the day. I'm clearing my cameras at the minute because it's filming day again, and I'm not tired. I was up a bit late, working last night, getting scripts ready and things like that. So anyway, filming today, filming a walkthrough how to film hair to make content for the UVM coaching platform. It's going to be an absolute step-by-step. This is exactly how you do it. How to get the best framing, how to get the best lighting, how to get the best shots and what to focus on. Doing that today and finishing off a couple of bits and pieces for the previous trainers that I've filmed. I've got a couple more to film that I've kind of thought of as I've been going. But yeah, the process is going really smooth. I'm actually going to cut my own hair as well. And in the nature of everything is content, I'm just going to make some content while I'm cutting my hair as well. I'll set the camera up. I'll cut my hair and then, just spitball some stuff, come up with some good hooks, and then speak about some topics that barbers speak about. Again, really focusing on the audio-visual hooks. So it's not just about what they hear, but about what they see. And have everything linked to CTAs and automations so that if the traffic comes off the back of that, then I can guide them in the right place. This stuff here, this beetroot juice from M&S, insane. Apple, beetroot, lemon, ginger. It's one of my favorite juices I've ever had. So I'm just going to have juice today until dinner. I want to stay fairly light today, and I don't really have some time to eat. So I think we'll do the body some good. Just have juice until later, until I make dinner. All right, so just got down to the venue where I'm going to be filming. This is a salon that I actually trained in. So this is going to be the backdrop. I'm going to film right here. It's a tutorial. I've upgraded so much in here. That's incredible. LED lighting, nice and balanced. I trained here, started about 21 years ago, and this is crazy. So just for a bit of proof in the pudding. Matthew Bowler, British champion, 1998. The history goes back a little bit. Rob, British champion, 1997. There's some history here, and this is where I get it from. This is where it all began. And some stuff from Hair World, 1996. Crazy. So proof is in the pudding, and check this out. I mean, this is sick. Some old school trophies. British National Championships, 1995, 95, 92. This is Pete's. This is our dad's from 1967, who won the Western Perpetual Trophy for Gentlemen's Styling. This is where it all began, back in Plymouth. Bowler's hairdressing. The bowler thing, by the way, has got nothing to do with actual bowling. It's their family name. So it's I think its business has been running now for 75 years plus. Very, very grateful. I'm very, very fortunate that I still have a good relationship with these guys. They train me very well. I have the utmost respect for them. And I just feel very grateful that they've allowed me to use their space, and I can continue that legacy and that work and that mindset and that attitude towards vocation in the way that I do it. And I am the future generation now, I've gone on and done what I've done in my career. I've won awards, in the UK here and in Australia. I was Barber of the Year twice in Australia. Won a bunch of other things with Owen as well. We've done some team awards. We've been nominated for God knows how many things. I got into the Australian Fame team, which is like a prestigious hair group, which only 4 people per year get chosen and selected to do it out of a really rigorous selection process. So yeah, I mean, this is like a carry the torch moment, you know, a handover of the torch. And yeah, just very grateful, very honored and very blessed to have these opportunities and to be able to do this. Just going to give the place a little sweep before I begin. This really brings me back to olden days. I was a master at this place. Knew the sweeping angles inside out. But yeah, which reminds me of coming back here is very nostalgic. Obviously because I trained here, right? But lots of memories, like my first memories of work even. You know, I started here as a 15-year-old boy at school. I was a Friday and Saturday boy, washing hair, making cups of tea and coffee, taking coats, taking people to their seats, making sure they had magazines and newspapers to read and all those types of things. You know, making sure the customer service was on point, but checking them in, checking them out, you know, taking their money, all that kind of stuff. And those are my early experiences of employment. But it also brings back memories of, you know, the people that were there. And, you know, for any of you that have been following my journey, I lost my dad. He passed away a few years ago, and 2023 he passed away, and he was kind of pivotal in this whole process of me working here. You know, how I got into hair was a decision one night about, it was like a 2-week process. At 15, you know, I had my first girlfriend, and I was at that age where I wanted to do lots of different things. You know, I wanted to go to the movies, and I wanted new clothes, and I wanted to travel here and do this and do that and get the bus. And, you know, I come from a big family. I'm one of 4 boys. And my parents were just like, Lee, you can't do everything. You're going to have to either, like, you know, reel it in or go and get your own job. We can't afford for you to do everything. And I was like, cool, okay. What do I do then? And over a couple of week process, I kind of just was flirting with the idea of different things. Is it go and work at a supermarket? Is it go and do this? Is it go and do that? Is it do some building work with my dad? And he always encouraged me to do something different. He was a builder, and he was like, I don't want you to do that straight away because that's easy to fall back on. He was like, if you need that, I can just show you how to do that. And then, yeah, one night, I think it was a bit out of frustration. You know, I couldn't decide. I was being a snotty teenager, probably didn't really even want to work. But he was like, you care about your hair so much, you know, why don't you be a hairdresser? And my ears perked up, and I thought, it's not a bad idea. That's the best thing you've said over the last couple of weeks. And the reason being is because I did care so much about my hair, my image, and my clothes, and, you know, what I looked like and how I smelled and what shoes I had on and all that kind of stuff. And he framed it to me beautifully, and it kind of sold me on the idea, really played into incentive. He was like, look, mate, I'll put it this way. He was like, I come home at the end of every week covered in shit, you know, stinking of the work site. He was like, I'm knackered, my hands hurt, my joints hurt. He was like, you'll be spending your days in a nice warm salon, smelling lovely, nice and clean, you know, and you'll be spending most of your days around good-looking women. And I was like, well, that's me sold at 15 years old. So, yeah, that's how it began. And when I'm here, it really reminds me of him, and not just him, but the people that were around in those formative years of my employment. And I think it's so important, like, if you want any kind of success in life, you know, to get those formative bits right, you know, how you're taught about what the work world looks like, how you're taught about money, how you're taught about effort, showing up, you know, what the standards that you hold for, not just for the people that you work with and for, but for yourself. And yeah, it just reminds me of those people. You know, my dad was pivotal in instilling work ethic into me. You know, I think he probably took it a little bit too far sometimes. He would say like work comes before everything. I don't know if it comes before everything, but it's pretty high up there. If you want to, you know, do well in this world, you want to live some, you know, kind of quality of life. And yeah, I remember my boss here, the Matt and Robin's mum and dad, they had this business before. They passed it down to the boys. And when my dad came in one time, he had to pick something up for me. I can't remember what it was. And they were having a private conversation, and she goes, I really like your dad. I was like, oh, okay, why is that? She's like, oh yeah, well, he said, make sure you call me if Lee plays up. And I was like, oh God, yeah, of course he did. And she said, yeah, he'll be in work even if he's got a broken leg. He goes, you know why? Because I can still wheel him in a wheelchair. So that was my dad's attitude around work. Yeah, it's just a beautiful reminder of those formative years of the work world. And like I said, it makes me really grateful and really proud, actually, of the man that I've become. You know, 21 years later, I'm 36 this year, 21 years later, still in this industry, still in the hair world, but taking it in a completely different direction. And the path that hasn't been walked really by many. You know, what Owen and I are doing in our business, I mean, there's days where we look at each other and we're like, dude, no one has done this. I don't know anyone who's done what we're doing. And it takes a hell of a lot of courage. And I can really relate it back to my formative years of, you know, how I was taught about this stuff. The people that were here, my dad, my mum, my family, and the guys in this shop. So, yeah, this is a special moment.
I would learn. Number one is I would get good at cutting hair as fast as humanly possible.
All right, so this is the aftermath. I think it's looking pretty cool. Done this a couple of times now. I actually put the full haircut on YouTube, but this is just like a demonstration of like what happens when you learn systems and you know how to execute them. Like, I could cut my own hair better than most barbers could, purely because I understand systems, shape, length, texture. But anyway, that was fun. Made some good content about it. It's hard to like concentrate and make content, cut your hair and make content at the same time. But made good use of the time. Is now 20 past. I got 10 minutes to clean up, and then my brother's going to be here, and then I'm going to get straight into filming the tutorial. Okay, and same again on this side. I'm going to get some clips of joining this back section in to the sides. That was fun. Did the full haircut. It looked incredible. Didn't hate the process. I think that's the fun thing when you're doing it for a creative reason, and a reason that, you know, helps to build the unlimited life. Then yeah, it feels better. Yeah, the process was smooth. It reminded me of how much I used to do in the shop. I used to have the camera tripod out all the time, filming over my shoulder. It was a great reminder of, how much work that Owen and I have actually put into content over the years. We've got it pretty down pat. And it feels good to be able to just put that all out into a video. I'm going to do multiple of these because there's so many different, you know, things and aspects to cover. But it feels good to be able to just literally give that to somebody and be like, hey, are you stuck? Do this. Here's the step-by-step process. The follow-up training to that is going to be how to edit that step-by-step to create a viral reel as well. So that's exciting. Like I said, we are on track to make the best, most exciting, most impactful and useful barber coaching program that the planet has ever seen. And same with Pro. We really want to just help people send it and live the life that they really want. So that means just emptying these minds in the video trainings, and giving as much as we possibly can. All right, guys, it's the morning after the night before. Thursday, 15th today. Cool. So flying to Bali tomorrow for our client mastermind. just prepping some dinner for tonight. I had an interesting morning. We had an offboarding call this morning for one of our UBM clients. He's been with us a long time, like a year and a half, 2 years. He's adjusting his goals, getting into kind of different endeavors. He's taken all the lessons we've taught him over the last couple of years and kind of sending it in a new direction, which is really cool. Always support people in their journey. Great to have an offer to look forward just to see where they're at. Get a little testimonial, make sure they've got everything they've got, and just let them know that they're always welcome in our world as well. I started to do some work on the laptop. Remembered that I left one of my chargers adapters at the salon yesterday when I was filming, so I had to drive back to the salon. The traffic was crazy busy because in the city here, in Plymouth, they found an undetonated bomb from the war, which happens every few years because our area was bombed really heavily in World War One and Two. They're always finding different things from the war. And yeah, just going to part sharing food tonight. So then after this, I'm going to script a couple more videos, film some videos, edit some videos. Then I'm going to go train tonight. Got a HYROX simulator training session tonight. Trained last night as well. Didn't film anything. Did a 5K run and a full body kettlebell session. It was with a blast actually. I'm a bit sore from that one. Yeah, HYROX simulator today. Going to go for a 10K run on the roads. Just to break up the day from work, get some fresh air in the lungs. And gonna cook a nice stir fry this evening. Getting excited now. Getting really excited. Been chatting with Owen. This stuff's going well on that side of the world. Everything's come together for the mastermind. Wow, this is crazy. I just checked the news in Australia. So I'm in the UK right now. I'm a citizen of Australia as well. After living there for 15 odd years, and I have a investment property there. And last week Victoria was on fire, so they had like a week of 40 degrees plus, which dried everything out. And then this week there's been flash floods, so now it's underwater. So I'm hoping that it doesn't get too close to where my property is. And yeah, it's just such a wild country, Australia. But yeah, it's a little bit of a worry when I'm on the other side of the world. I don't know if insurance even covers that kind of stuff. Well, coming into the end of the workout now. Today's HYROX simulator. It's a 600 meter run, 400 meter on the rower, half race weight on the sled pull for 2 laps, so like 20 to 30 meters, and then the 40 meters of farmers carries, heavy, 32 kilos, and repeat that 4 or 5 rounds. It's good. Okay, team, it is 7:30 here, Friday morning. I'm just getting ready. Go out for a run. 10Ks on the clock today. Pre-flight run. Yeah. And then crack into the day. Traveling up to the airport around midday. So got a couple hours to pack, do a bit of work. But first, it's time to get on the road. Run is complete. Started in the dark, finished in the light. Changed my mind halfway. My legs are feeling a bit heavy, so I think after that HYROX simulator last night, doing a lot of sled work, my legs are heavy, so I just capped it at 7K, 7.09 kilometers. Ran a bit slow today, 5:03 kilometer pace, 35 minutes, 53 seconds. It's good enough to get the wheel spinning in the morning. Wasn't supposed to train at all today. It was an off day, but I thought because I'm flying, it's a bit of a pre-flight ritual for me. I like to do some sort of like strenuous exercise. So this is sick. Just on WhatsApp to Owen, and we're just checking in, seeing what we're up to, and we've got the t-shirts ready for Bali. So looking fucking sick. I hope you can see that, but the new t-shirts, bit of an upgrade from last year. Everybody who's coming to the mastermind gets a t-shirt, gets a gift bag. I'm actually really looking forward to wearing that. Just reheated some stir fry that I made last night. Some honey, soy, pork stir fry. Yeah. Tell you what, I love this entrepreneurial world. and this like makes so much money in life that you know can outsource. But one thing I don't always agree with is outsourcing cooking, and that's just my personal opinion. Like, I get it. When I'm in Bali, of course, I'm going to outsource cooking, right? Because it's just so attainable, so affordable, and there's some good at it. I really enjoy cooking, and I'm going to say this might rub some people up the wrong way, but as a man, I think it's a great skill to have.
Why?
Women love it. Like, if you can cook, incredible. If you're looking to be like in a 10% kind of difference from everybody else, you want to set yourself apart, learn to cook. And there's something a bit primal about it for me. It's like looking after the tribe. You know, I think when I cook and when I can provide food,
Like,
something says our family are going to be okay.
that's maybe what.
But yeah, I know, it's weird. And it's a real like flow state moment for me when I'm cooking. I can only think about that one thing. It's a systematic approach, which is great for my brain, but I can only think about that one thing. I can't really do much else. So yeah, that's just one man's opinion, but I don't think I'll ever fully outsource cooking, purely because I enjoy it and I think it's a great skill to have. Okay, lift is here. It's time to get on the road again for the millionth time in my career. Here he is. What are the chances of this? We're about to go to Bali and the sun decides to come out in the UK. Anyway, just stopped off for a bit of food. A bit of lunch, high protein lunch and a bit of fruit. So I'm going to fast on the flight. So fast all the way to beat jet lag. Then onwards now to the airport.
It was me.
In an airport, but you know.
That's
Found my favourite pair of glasses ever. Ones that I actually want.
lots of us. Some of them what's the man falls up like person.
These are sick. I'm hoping that they have these in Bali.
We should.
And they've caught up with the style. Last time I said they didn't have them, but I can find these. I'll be a happy chappy. Alright, just head into the gate now. And in classic UBM fashion, always take the stairs. Anyways. Oh, amazing. Look, there's these people doing it. I think we've started a trend.
Oh,
Alright, seated on the plane. We're going to see you in Bali.